All right, we have a brand new feature. So previously, we've already had SERP Insights where you're analyzing the full SERPs for any of your search queries. Now we also have content briefs where you're able to take those search queries and create a full content brief for your writers or your AI writer. So we start off with a search query. Let's say SaaS SEO guide, let's say Los Angeles, and we want English, US. And when this is done, we'll get all the SERP results, the organic results, the SERP features, full analysis of each and every one of your top competitors for this particular search query. So we'll just hang tight. This will take a few minutes. All right, we should be done pretty soon now. It does take some time because it's going through each of your top competitors, analyzing their content, their links and videos, media, images, everything, and basically giving you recommendations and summaries and insights into their content. You're able to analyze what's ranking, what's missing, where there are gaps and everything. All right, so we're done here. Now, we see in the SERP analysis tab, we can actually hide these settings. In the SERP analysis tab, we have the SERP results, the SERP features. We can see top domains and frequency. We can see what domains are ranking and how many times they're ranking on page one. We can see the AI overview, and we can see the sources that the AI overview uses. We can see the people also ask questions. We can see the related searches. We can also see the inline videos that are shown on page one. Then if we click over to the competitor analysis tab, we can see each of the top competitors. And this is where the gold is here with the SERP Insights. We're able to see what each page is about. We're able to see how well they answer the target search query. So if the target search query was SaaS SEO guide, here Backlinko, they get a 9 out of 10 because the content effectively addresses the search query SaaS SEO guide with comprehensive strategies and insights. Now we're able to see how well they answer each of the people also ask questions as well. The main topics of the article, the subtopics, the main entities that they discuss, and how they structured their content. So you could see all their H1s, H2s, H3s, and H4s. We could see more info about the page itself. We can see the SERP data, what Google shows as their SERP title. Does it match with the page content? In this case, it does. And their H1 is also here because they have title tags and H1 tags in the content itself. Their SERP snippet. Now you could see this is where it diverges a little bit because Google likes to change meta descriptions and snippets for the competitors in the results. You can see this SERP snippet is different from the meta description that the page itself gives. We can see how many words it is. When it was published 5 years ago, but it was also updated a couple weeks ago. We can see how many links, internal, external links there are. Now, this does catch a lot of the navigational links and sidebar links. We could see the content metadata that is in there. We could see all the different tags and everything. We could see the schema, the structured data, and what structured data they have. They have a whole bunch of structured data. We could see the actual full content. We show both HTML and Markdown views just in case of situations like this. So in this case, we make Markdown view and we can see everything a little bit cleaner. Then we can go over to links and media and we could see all the different images that they have, the videos that they have. You can click on the bar to minimize and expand it. So you could see all their internal links and all their external links. This is great information. Normally, what you would do now is take all of this information, analyze it, and create a content brief for your writers or for the AI writer saying, we want this, we want that. But now in Floyi, we have the content brief generator. This is where we can select which search query you want to create a content brief for. Here we have our SaaS SEO guide query. And here are the top competitors. We can see the AI summaries for each of these pieces of content, backlink go, grow fusely. So we're selecting the ones we want to analyze and use when creating our content brief. And here, if you forget which one you want to use, we have a nice little show content button here, and you're able to see all about this page. We can see the key takeaways from the page. We can see the point of view that the page used, and tone of voice, buyer's journey, and all this information is also going to be used by the AI to create an effective content brief for your writers and for your AI writer. We could also see the same things, the header structure, and this is where we're going to analyze and use to create an effective outline. Here's all the page info, same thing, the content, and links and media. So here we usually want to select around 3 to 5 competitors. You don't want to select all of them. You don't want to select just one or two. Usually we want to select a good mix of them. You could see which ones are good by reading their summaries and just using their search query rating. Okay, so you could see Kalungi at number 5 is rated a 9 because the content closely aligns with the search query SaaS SEO guide. It provides in-depth information and actionable strategies, but could improve by directly addressing common SEO principles like the 3 C's and 4 pillars. Why not, right? Because it does have great in-depth information, but we also know what their gaps are. And knowing what their gaps are will also help us later when we're creating our content brief and creating that piece of content. Here's a SEMrush one. So let's select 3. I like the SEMrush, backlink go, and grow fusely as the 3 that we will use as references. Then we can click over to our brand and personas. So we are the ABC agency. Let's load it up. And we should be able to see our personas that we have. So we have 2 personas, the Chief Digital Officer, Michael Thompson, and Emily Carter. This is one where you may have a lot of personas, but you don't want to select that many because then the content really gets defocused. We want to select personas who are the decision makers, who are the readers, the buyers, the end user of your piece of content, depending on what the information is about. In this case, we're creating a piece of content on SaaS SEO. So we want the top of the top, right? We want the decision makers, show them that we know what we're talking about. So let's select those 2. Then we can select links. Let's see, our links could be the ABC agency SaaS SEO services. And our page could be ABC agency. And what this will do is this will be included as a link by the AI into our content brief. And it will select a place inside the content brief that will be good for what we're trying to do. Now, here's an option where you can review the outline before it goes on and creates the content brief. So we'll show you that. And then all you do is click generate content brief. It's getting started. It starts by analyzing all the competitors, their header structures, their outlines, and it's going to create the goals for this piece of content. Then it's going to also create an outline based on those goals and the competitors. So now it's taking in and creating the user outline, which it will give us to review. Let's see what it does. It gives us master SaaS SEO in 7 steps. It gives us the 7 steps, and then it talks about identifying and targeting marketing personas, strategies to enhance organic traffic growth, link building strategies for SaaS, integrating SEO into the SaaS marketing funnel, common SEO challenges for SaaS, actionable SEO strategies, and SaaS SEO facts. Okay, it's pretty good. Let's go ahead and say we want all of that. Go ahead and submit it for review. It will now go through each of those sections, the H2 and H3s, and it'll create goals for each of the sections, and it'll create word count ranges for each of those sections as well. based off of the overall word count. And again, it's using the 3 competitors that we selected. This one is the Backlinko, I think, the Profusely, and then the SEMrush as well. This is our brand and audience, and we added 1 link, and we enabled the outline review. So you can see it starting to go through this section already. So we're going to pause it, and we will come back when it's close to done. All right, so we're getting close to the end here. We're at the stage of adding keywords and entities into the content brief itself and the sections. This is one of the longer processes. So if you're ever watching this, the content brief progress tracking as you go, then it may seem like it's stuck here, but it's really going through each of the sections and the big list of keywords and entities from the competitors and the SERPs, adding all the different keywords and entities to use in the different sections so that your writers know what keywords to use, what entities to use. So it does take some time. And now we're on integrating links. So these are the links that the 1 link that we added. And it's going, again, it's the same process of going through the complete brief to find the best location to fit our link. All right, so right at the top, we have our content title, we have our meta description, we have the content goals and the scope, and this is what will guide your writers and the AI to make sure that everything is on brand in your brand voice and your personality, and also in line with content that search engines already like. All right, so we have our search query, the goal for this whole piece of content, which is creating a comprehensive and actionable guide for SaaS companies on improving their SEO strategies, emphasizing unique challenges and solutions within the SaaS model. It's a how-to guide. Its search intent is informational, topical focus. Then, of course, your own brand and your target audience of SaaS marketers and business owners. The buyer journey is consideration. Point of view is second person, tone of voice, informative and supportive, conversational, accessible writing style. Readability level, 8th grade US English. And it compares your competitors and what readability level they are at as well. So you have your content structure, word count suggestion, image count, video counts, and keywords to use. So these are a bunch of keywords that will be sprinkled throughout the content brief. This is the link that you provided. And then now we're getting onto the actual brief itself. So you can see each section has a goal, a list of the things that your writer should be focusing on within this section, the section word count suggestion and keywords to use. All right. And next we have same thing. H3s has a goal, word count suggestions and keywords, and all throughout, all the way up until the end. And you could see, since these are facts, these frequently asked questions, each of these should be short snippets, 50 to 100 words. Then we have different views of it. We have a markdown brief, same thing, except in markdown format. So this is something that you can take and give to an AI writer. It'll be easier for an AI writer to read this than to read this without any formatting. But there's a nice little copy button here, content copy to clipboard. This is good if you want to copy it into a Word doc or a Google Doc. This is good if you want to copy it into an AI. And this was the original final outline that we had reviewed and submitted that the AI was basing everything off of. And then you can see your competitors again here. The ones with the blue border are the ones that were selected here for comparison. And you can always click in to see the details again. And you can export everything into a text file so that you can just copy and paste it anywhere you want. And that is it. In a few minutes, you get this nice detailed content brief that you're able to hand off to your writers or your AI writer that's on brand and targeted to your target customers, your target audience.